Hi everyone, this is Ocean Spirit Tarot. Tonight I'm going to do a quick read for the collective. I feel a real pissed off energy. I feel like it's a masculine energy. There's no contact at the moment and you haven't really responded the way they expected you to. I think in the past you used to react and you're not reacting anymore. They've noticed the change and noticed the difference. If you've seen an earlier short that I put out of the ocean, you could just see the ocean was deep, and that's deep emotion. It was very full, very dark. I feel like someone is in their head and in their emotions, deep in their emotions, and are sort of caught up in their head. But as well, you could see, if you really look at it, you could see an underlying pull in the ocean, a current. And it's the masculine energy pulling towards the feminine. So the feminine has no, like, you've got no idea about how they're feeling or what's going on. I feel as though you just feel as though they're happy with the no contacts. They didn't really care, or they don't care. So we have the Three of Pentacles, wanting to build, wanting to change. And then we had the Sun. The Sun illuminates everything up. It's that clarity coming to light. I'm going to try and say, I wasn't planning on doing reading. I got tonsillitis at the moment, so it's pretty painful to talk. So I'm going to do the best I can. I've got a real pissed off energy around at the moment, and I feel like I have to put this reading out. I've got the Queen of Wands. Definitely seeing you in your power with the Nine of Pentacles. They definitely see you in your power, you magnetic, you get a lot of attention. They see how much you've grown and how much you've changed. I don't think they expected, if this is someone from your past that come back, I don't think they expected to see you had changed that much. I think it was intimidating to them. A lot of yellow. It's warmth. I just keep getting clarity. Yeah, Lord, Knight of Wands. They want to rush in. They want to rush in and claim back, but there's a Tower, because I think they've had a realization of what they've lost. What they could have had this with you. No Judgment. Definitely they've seen the light of what they walked away from. I feel as though in the past that they were very quick to judge, quick with their words, quick to judge you. And I think that this time round, they were quick to judge you on maybe how you were in the past and not really taking into consideration time that had time that had gone past, time that you had grown and you had changed and you had worked on yourself. It's definitely put them into the hermit mode. You know, they've had to look back at and take reflection on their own actions of what they've lost and of what they could have had. I keep getting the thing that when they come back that they hadn't changed. Everything was still exactly the same as when you left them. Same life, same people they hung around with. Still the same issues. And so much had gone on in your life since you were in no contact and that you had grown so much. They've definitely got a lot of love. Look, they're juggling. Because you've got the King of Wands and the King of Cups. I think they're juggling their two lives. Do they step up and be this king and give the full cup and be emotionally open? Or do they still stay in this sort of just a passionate in and out energy, quick to come in but quick to leave, that hot and cold? Are they going to emotionally grow up? I think they're juggling between the two. They could be about juggling because they know that they know that you speak the truth. They know that they've got to give equal give and take. I don't think they've done that in the past. I think in the past they were quick to take and not give back. I think you overgave a lot to this person. Anything they needed, you would help them with. That's that Page of Wands, that immature energy of the King of Wands. I think they thought they were a king. They thought they had it all. I think they expected you to chase them like everybody else does when they have this immature, playful sort of energy. I think they thought that you would miss it. You would miss them. I think they were wrong. Oh, they got communication. So this person could reach out. They could, but I think they're up in their head about it. They've got a lot of anxiety. It's keeping them up at night. And I think that's where the Two of Pentacles comes in too, because they want to reach out. They want to talk. But they know that they can't come in the same as how they used to. They've got to actually be emotionally open. Not hot and cold, not give you breadcrumbs. They've got to actually grow up. And I think they've seen that. I think they're starting to reflect on their own actions. And their own actions were the ones that ruined this connection. Oh, they want commitment. There is so much yellow. You got the Sun, you got the Nine of Pentacles, and look, connection. That Four of Wands with the Fool. They're wanting a new start. They're wanting to come through and to change. It's all your solar plexus too. They really have a lot of admiration for you, a lot of respect. They see that caring, nurturing side of you. Got the Knight, the Ace. I was going to say the Knight. I don't know why. But you've got the Ace of Swords that's speaking that truth. They know they've got to come through and speak the truth because the cycle has closed out. You've got the World. And the cycle is all about closing out of the old cycle. You're not willing to accept what you did in the past and how they were. So you got the Eight of Swords. They're mentally trapped. They're frozen. Anxiety. I feel like the real pissed off energy is at themselves. I think they tried to use the same tricks on you as they did in the past to get reaction out of you. And it didn't work. It backfired on them. And I think that they're really kicking themselves for it. I think they expected you to chase. They expected you to come running, for you to reach out. And I think that you're not chasing. You're not interested. You're not interested anymore in anyone that can't give. Anyone that wants to breadcrumb. Anyone that can't work out what they want. You've found your self-respect. You've found your happiness within you and within your life, and you're not willing to have anyone, doesn't matter how much you care about someone, to disrupt that. Well, you got the Ace of Swords that's come out again. With the Magician, they're definitely trying to manifest you back in. There's been a lot of dream energy around at the moment. So you could have been dreaming about this person a lot lately. And if you have, I feel as though that's them tapping into your field. Like, I feel as though they're so heavy in their thoughts and thinking about you so much that it's leaking through into the dream world, you know, like, and you're picking up on it. But as well as clearing out of the cycle, clearing out of the karmic cycle, of the cycle of you chasing and you overgiving. You trying to make this person happy all the time. I feel as though it didn't matter what you ever done. This person just never seemed to be happy. They never acknowledged what you done. They just continued to take all the time. But the fact that you have stood up for yourself and you've put them boundaries up that you won't accept that kind of behaviour anymore is closed this cycle out. And now it's up to them if they step up and if they wake up to themselves and want to do that work and meet you where you are. Because you're looking for a King of Coins, you know, you're looking for that stability and someone that can give. And a natural king, not a page. You don't want someone that is immature. You want someone that is stable and consistent and can give the same as what you give. And show that love and give that love. But as well, that's how this person sees you too. They see you very stable, very content. I think when they come back, they realised how much freedom you have and how stable you are within your life and how different it is are. Because I don't feel like this person is in theirs. And that's that Seven of Coins coming through with the King of Coins. That stability. Look, got strength. Look, the King of Wands again. That fiery, passionate, but they can be very inconsistent. And I feel like this is how this person has always been. Very inconsistent within their energy and their time and what they gave. You know, I feel like they were hot one minute and probably 100 messages and phone calls and constantly at you, and then next minute would just go cold and you wouldn't hear from them. And then maybe when you would try and reach out, they had a very standoffish energy about them, you know, very standoffish. And you kind of always guessed, you know, wondering, like, it was always a guessing game. So then you try to give more. And the more that you gave, the more I feel like this person disrespected. They took. But I think they realised now. Maybe realised too late. Three of Coins. Had that before. They're wanting that stability. They're realising what they lost. And they want to try and get that back. They want to try and bring back the love and what you had. Because it's just caused them nothing but a burden. I feel as though they never actually thought that they would. I think they thought that they would be able to find someone that was like you. You know, I don't think they ever realized how rare you actually were. And the fact that you've been gone, and even if they have come back, you weren't giving like you used to. They could see that you had changed, and that they would really have to change to get anything like that back. It's causing them a lot of burden, a lot of sleepless nights. You got the Seven of Cups. Feel as though they were too busy chasing. You know, it could be work, it could be friends, it could be other people. They were too busy trying to, since they try to fill cups everywhere. Like they were just, instead of focusing on you and what yous had, they were too busy trying to focus on everyone else. And it was kind of like you were there, but they just didn't put anything into it. Just, it was no emotion. It just feels, I just get dry. Like, you could see and you could feel the love that was there, and they would do certain things, but I feel as though it was just never enough. You didn't feel appreciated. You never knew where you stood. Got the Nine of Swords, but Nine of Swords with the Ace of Pentacles. They're wanting to come through and speak their truth. I think they're wanting to see if the door's still open, if they're able to come back. They're wanting to offer something. You've got a Wheel of Fortune. You're moving in a different direction. I think they can feel that too. I think you've finally realised your worth and how much you can give to somebody. And I think you're willing to wait for that right person to come in. And the wheel is definitely turning in your favour. Things are changing. You've jumped to a new timeline. A timeline where things are going to start to come through. You're not going to have to chase things anymore. You're not going to have to put that work in and not receive back. It's a time for abundance and for things to start to flow through to you and what you deserve. The universe sees the work you've put into yourself. And the fact that you closed out this cycle, you've just opened up a whole new chapter and a whole new cycle. It's going to be so much more fulfilling for you. This person isn't going to change. You know, it's Five of Swords back to a page. You know, Page of Swords. But then it just goes to Wands again. And the cycle just keeps on repeating to then, you know, you go Tower. But under the Tower it just goes back to Wands. And I feel like this person can feel, that's where the Towers hit. They can feel that you've leveled up, that you've changed. I think they can feel the fact that the cycle is closed out. They know that you're out of their league now. I think they want to catch up. They want to try. They've got to have the strength to come through. They've got to have the strength to come through, but they've got to be grounded and emotional too. They can't just be all about flash, like, you know, being flashy with what they got, being sort of inconsistent, just being passionate and just bombarding you with messages and phone calls and not actually putting in actual effort to want to see you, to actually want to do things. They've got to be able to actually give that emotion. I definitely see, but you got the Nine of Cups with the Five of Cups. You can see the difference. You're very emotionally open. You can give, and you're not afraid to give that emotion, and they're not. They're very closed off. They give a little bit, but then that's it. They close off. They can't give too much. So they definitely, you can see the imbalance between the two of yous. And I think they really feel it. Look, Swords. Got the Nine of Swords, but then it's going to the 10. If they can cut through the illusions and not keep everything so hidden and actually open up and really look at themselves and the things that they do and how they sabotage things and sabotage this connection and someone that was really good for them. I feel as though you were really positive within their life. You changed this person. You might not feel that way probably because of the way that they treated you and how they are hot and cold, but you definitely changed this person and something that they can't go back from. They can't unsee that. So the moment that they take a good look at themselves and they recognize what they've done, because they're definitely holding on, they're not wanting to let go, and they're wanting to make that choice. They want to come through. Because look, you got the Page of Cups. They know that they've got to give that cup. And I think they're going to try, if you're not in contact, which is exactly how I feel this energy at the moment, that they have come back in after a long time of no contact and they kind of blew it again. Like, I don't know, I don't know why someone will come back and expect to play the same games and not get the same result. Like, it's a bit silly if you ask me. But they definitely want to come through and they want to try and test the waters and see if you are open to them, to see if you haven't totally cut them off yet. Because I feel like they are going to, because you are their star. They see their destiny within you. They know that they could have a really good life. They're just up in their head. It's just paralyzed with fear and anxiety. And I really don't feel like this person, but I feel like this person is not sleeping well at all, which is clouding their thought even more. Because look, you got the Two of Cups. They definitely got a lot of love. But it's love that they haven't ever showed. Because we had the Emperor too. They know that they've got to come through. They've got to take that leap. And they know they've got to step up and be an emperor. They know that this is where they know that they've got to get to. I don't feel as though they feel like they're ready at the moment. But having the Eight of Wands as well in the deck, and the fact that they've really noticed and really seen their behavior, and I feel as though they are looking at it to a degree. I don't think deeply enough, because a person that plays games and that is like this within their energy has always been that way. But I feel like you are the catalyst to really make them wake up and see. And the fact that they're not getting any younger and they can keep playing the games all they want. They're just going to keep getting the same result with the same sort of people. And if they want something real and a real connection and someone that they could build a real life with, then they know they've got to step up and be this emperor. And I think they know that you're worth it. I think the only thing at the moment that is really where I get that pissed off energy from is the fact that they know that they ruined something really good and they kind of already knew it before they come back in. I think they really missed you a lot. But I think they're kicking themselves for playing the same silly games. And I think now they know they've really got to step it up if they want to make anything work with you again. Well, I hope that helped. I'm going to leave it there because my voice is starting to get very sore. And yeah, good luck with it all. I hope that gives a little bit of insight and a little bit of clarity. I know it's helped me. I'm not feeling this energy no more. Bye.